Hey guys, what is going on? So today we're going to be looking at the Raijin versus the Jaeger. So these are two robots that they look quite similar and they move similarly because they're both these large four-legged spider bots. But we're going to be testing them out against each other as brawlers. So obviously the Jaeger is probably going to provide an advantage long distance, but up close it could be a bit different. So first we're looking at the Raijin here. We have a wasp drone. And on the Jaeger and Raijin, we're going to be using the wasp, boosters, some modules, as well as a bunch of different pilot skills for each of them. So we're going to be using the same glacier as well. So first off, here we go. So as you know or don't know, you can activate a pilot skill that gives you more damage when you go into your bastion mode in the Raijin. And then as well, if you didn't know, the wasp actually fires shots and does damage, so that's pretty cool. But I've done that in previous videos too. So with the Raijin, the best way to play it is to move up close to enemies and kind of stop getting caught in the open. So this was kind of a risky move here, trying to move across to get under the structure. So I didn't want to go into that bastion mode yet. I wanted to just sneak under here, so then flying robots couldn't hit me, as well like vortex and stuff would get blocked by the ceiling. So this was probably the best position to be in. And then once we're here, we're going to go up in this bastion mode where we do more damage, as you can see on the left side. And then that's one kill. And you can see on the far left side of our screen that we have boosted damage now. So I think our wasp has, if I remember, is it 500 meter range, 400 meter range with its weapon, and these glaciers only have 300, and we're just waiting for this leech to pretty much, you know, lose its ability. And then we're going to shoot at the leech here, and we kind of help take him out there. And here's the tier. I started to move back just because my glaciers brought in ammo, and then I needed to reload a bit. So here we are. And then we're going to go back, get that damage boost. And we got him. So like I said, this is the best. Whenever you have like a weak robot that stays on the ground, not like a jumping one or a flying robot, but these ground robots, let's call them, going under structures, whether it's on like moon, carrier, or valley, is always a very good idea because people can't really attack you from above. So this Nightingale tried to get center, and then we took him out. And people are really surprised, like this damage with two glaciers is very significant. Plus if you have the modules and pilot skills, it's pretty much running like a Fury glacier. So this is when we're getting pretty low on it. HP, we got 61,000. We're just trying to do as much damage as we can here at the end. We're going to use our healing module, advanced healing module I should say. And we got suppressed, and these guys are trying to hit us from the back. And if you didn't realize, this is the new look of the Raijin as well with the new graphics. I'm slowly going to use, like, you know, every robot in the game, and all of them look a bit different after the update. So something just worth noting on the side. And this Fenrir then thought he could take us out, so another kill, triple kill. So there's the Ravana. And our wasp drone is shooting as well. And then we're going to decide to move forward because we've done some pretty good damage under here, and we're protected center beacon. And at this point, when you have a robot with, like, you know, the shields blown off, legs are probably damaged up, 85,000 HP, you can kind of just be a little bit more reckless just to move on to the next robot. So I thought it was for sure going to die here, but this Nightingale underestimated the Raijin firepower. So there we go. Another kill, and then yeah, we're just sitting here. And if we can just chip a little bit of damage on this guy. And yeah, then we decide to switch robots. So that's the Raijin, and we're just going to speed up the rest of the game. Obviously this is on Valley Map, and Valley Map, it's kind of a weird map because it does have its open spots where longer range weapons and builds can work, but then it also has these close quarters where, you know, it's pure brawling, like in the center pretty much. So in this game, that was like predominantly just Raijin gameplay, and 2.3 million damage is pretty decent for a Raijin especially. And the Raijin is a very old robot. So here we have the Jaeger, and we dropped it on Valley map again. And we're going to try to run like almost the same strategy, but with the Jaeger robot. So the difference is the Jaeger can move when it goes in that shield mode and has a built-in weapon, and pretty much has less HP, but then has more shield. It has that Argus shield or whatever it's called. So here we go. So you see how fast the shield drains. So we're going to want to back up right away. I'm taking a lot of damage. I activate the healing module, and then with the glacier, the best way is to always, you know, try to curve the rockets and use splash damage so you don't actually have to get hit by the enemy robot. And if you didn't know, the glacier, not the glacier, the Jaeger has 55 kilometer speed, so it's much faster than the Raijin, but it also has less HP as a result of that. So here's the built-in weapon going in. The built-in weapon is meant for sniping, so it doesn't do a whole lot for brawling. Like, it's a bit lower on damage and has a long reload. But we're trying to make it work, because I haven't even seen someone use the Jaeger yet in the game. Maybe it's because it's not very available yet, but it's not going to be a very groundbreaking robot in the game. So we're trying to slowly just chip away at center, and ultimately we want to get into center and protect like we did with the Raijin before. And the mobility of the Jaeger is a lot better than the Raijin, I'll give it that. Probably just because, you know, along with the speed, it can move a lot more efficiently and the legs don't get caught on as many structures and stuff like that. But as a pure brawler, you know, the Raijin does provide a bit more durability and, you know, brawlingness, if that makes any sense. So that Scorpion jumped in behind our teammate, and we try to do a bit of damage there. And you see that shield we have drains very fast, and then right when that happens, you have to go into rush mode and then back out of there. So it's not a whole lot of help. But then again, the Raijin would probably just not be able to even run away because it's so slow. And the worst bug was when, oh, it's Raven, let's see if we can take him out. And, oh, someone got him. But the worst part about the Raijin was, I'm not sure if they have fixed the bug yet, but when you ran Exodus rockets on the Raijin in the Bastion mode, the rockets would fire into the shield and they would get blocked. And it was just like, you know, the stupidest mechanic or bug that Pixonic had. Hopefully they fixed it by now. I'll have to test it out. But currently Glacier, I think, are better than Exodus as well, just because that freezing is, you know, more efficient. Because obviously slowing down an enemy would always be more helpful. So here we're back into this like a sniper mode, and we have that built-in weapon out, and it does do a bit of damage, I'll give it that, but like I said, it's meant for sniping. While our Wasp drone is firing, we have the same Wasp drone on the Raijin and the Jaeger. It has the same microchips and everything. As well, a big difference between the Jaeger and Raijin, obviously the Jaeger is much newer and it has more module slots. So you have those 3 modules plus the 1 active module. Well, on the Raijin you only have 1 module slot plus an active module. So that's a big difference too, because you can run 3 armor modules, a last stand, and 2 thermonuclear reactors. Oh, and we just get that Falcon. But yeah, modules are making a pretty big difference in gameplay these days, so having more slots is definitely more useful. So we're just about like dead here. I don't want to go into rush mode just because we only have 44,000 HP, but with that shield we have like 144,000 more. And then we try our best here and we get taken out. So without going too much into the numbers, because, you know, I think it's more about how they actually work. I think the Jaeger does beat the Raijin on paper, but I could make a pretty good argument to use the Raijin as like a cheaper Jaeger for brawling, if you want to risk it. Honestly, I wouldn't use either one of these robots competitively as a brawler, just because you know, they're not meant for that, and they're slow, and they have a very large hitbox, so enemies can hit you pretty easily. But that being said, I do think the Raijin holds its own here, and I'm going to go with the Raijin for brawling purely. For sniping, it's a different story, but as a brawler, I think I prefer the Raijin. What do you guys think? Good idea, bad idea? Probably a bad idea, but thanks for watching the video, guys, and continue watching while this game finishes out. And until next time, peace.